Aberdeenshire, now in its second amber weather alert in as many days. A vast white blanket has smothered the landscape and frozen all the main transport networks. Look closely and you might just make out the train line under all of this. Going by road isn't much better.
The snow was about the height of the bonnet and you're constantly judging, is it safe to go or not go?
In communities cut off, we travelled with the volunteer 4x4 drivers trying to reach the elderly and the vulnerable who have been snowed in.
I have a delivery from the chemist.
Oh! They are the ones here in Ellen taking NHS staff and patients to hospital and today delivering vital medicines. A lot of people might not appreciate that what's keeping the NHS, the pharmacies, all these things ticking over right now is a team of volunteers.
Yeah, well, we've had what, 200 plus calls from the NHS alone since Thursday. So that gives you an idea of the scale.
At some houses, the snow on the footpaths is still undisturbed. We're actually the first visitors this lady has had in the new year.
My husband died 5 years ago, or 6 years ago actually.
And the road hasn't been cleared?
No, nobody that bother about the road.
So that means you're stuck here, all alone?
Yeah.
And you're running low on food?
Oh, believe me, just... I don't want to say nothing, but just really, it's horrible they don't care about the older people.
In these conditions, even carers who look after the elderly are struggling to get to those in need.
Our vehicle's currently stuck in at the car park, so I have been attending on foot this morning to clients.
And who are these clients? What sort of people are stuck at home?
There's elderly people that are stuck at home, people that are vulnerable, people that might not have a lot of family.
In those areas where vehicles are not getting out, much needed deliveries are still not getting in.
It's bread and milk and eggs we're short. That's the basics. That's the basics.
In the absence of public transport, those with places to be must walk.
Aberdeen, 1 hour's walking.
You're going to walk for an hour to Aberdeen?
Yeah, they have another option.
Hundreds of schools remained closed today, with more expected to stay shut tomorrow. Aberdeenshire Council has now declared this a major incident, and the local MP requested the military be mobilised. The Scottish Government says there is no need, insisting an effective response is already underway. Well, there was an urgent question asked in the Scottish Parliament today about the Scottish Government's response to this major weather incident, and Scotland's First Minister John Swinney, of course, defended his position, saying that all available resources have been utilised. On the ground, what we can see is that many vital services like hospitals and pharmacies are only able to function because of the kindness of those volunteers that we saw in our report, and those roads that have been cleared in some areas have only been able to be cleared because of farmers coming out with their tractors and ploughs. We are still, of course, in that amber weather warning here for about another half hour. Then it gets reduced to yellow for the next few days. The good news is that the temperatures are due to increase slightly, and so where the snow ploughs have not been able to reach, the warmer weather should begin to clear the roads.
OK, Peter Smith in Aberdeenshire, thank you. Well, last night was the coldest night of the winter so far. The village of Marham in Norfolk plummeted to minus 12.5 degrees, the coldest place in the UK, and indeed the coldest night in Marham for 13 years. More than 1,000 schools have been closed across the UK today. Some football matches have also been cancelled in Scotland because of those freezing conditions. And flights in and out of major UK airports were cancelled or delayed because of bad weather across Europe. And several train services between England and Scotland were cancelled or delayed. Well, Gary Davis has the picture from right across the country.
On a frozen pond in Carlisle, clear evidence of people venturing out onto the ice.
They just go out too far. You don't realise how deep the water is.
I haven't seen them recently on it, but I have seen them trying to hammer their way through it with big logs.
The pros, practising their rescue techniques, say if the ice breaks, there can be serious consequences.
Our message is absolutely do not enter the lake, do not enter the water, and for parents to make sure they know where the children are at and to repeat that message on to them.
The dangers felt by two men in Epping Forest in Essex who needed ambulance treatment when an attempted dog rescue went wrong. While gritting teams have ramped up their efforts across the country, some roads remained too slick.
Went down the bottom of the hill
We tried to go up the other side and we got stuck halfway up.
And we were doing all right until we came up this hill and we realised that there was another car that was stuck. So we stopped to help them and then we got stuck ourselves.
And the slippery surfaces are causing a spike in nasty falls.
So because it's been really cold, we've seen growing numbers of attendances out in emergency departments, and that includes lots of falls due to the ice. In fact, we've seen 3 times as many hip fractures this year so far since the 1st of January.
Norfolk recorded the coldest temperature overnight. There, this school's boiler broke, one of thousands across the UK that closed. In County Tyrone, school buses remained out of action for a second day.
It's never an easy decision, closing the school. The primary reason behind the call was solely for the safety of the students, the staff, the parents who transport their children.
In Welney, thrill seekers have a safer way to skate, speeding across frozen fields.
We know that this area here is only about 4 inches deep, and the ice is thick enough, it's about 2 inches thick. So it's just the ideal location. So yeah, it's perfect, and we dream about moments like this.
It is a winter wonderland for some, but a cold snap with serious consequences for others. Carrie Davis, ITV News.
Well, let's get the very latest now from our Wales reporter Rhys Williams on the outskirts of Wrexham, and from Gareth Wilkinson in Castleberg in County Tyrone. Well, first of all to you, Rhys, and how much disruption are you seeing where you are?
Well, nearly 400 of those school closures that you mentioned earlier were here in Wales, and many of them closed for the second day running due to this fresh covering of snow and the icy conditions too. This could now affect exams. Many students across Wales are due to be taking Welsh and English literature GCSEs this week. They may need to be postponed until the summer. As you'd expect, there have been terrible driving conditions with lots of collisions and road closures, particularly in rural areas like Carmarthenshire and Pembrokeshire. There's no snow due tonight, but it seems there'll be little respite here for us. It'll be nearly freezing here in Bwlch-gwyn, one of Wales's highest villages tonight. And also on Thursday, Storm Goretti threatens to bring heavy snow to parts of Wales. And in case that wasn't enough, there could be heavy rain and gale force winds too.
Well, I'm here in Castleberg, County Tyrone, a town which often records some of the lowest temperatures in Northern Ireland. And this evening, another weather warning has come into place in the last half an hour or so. It's for ice. It continues until 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. But already this evening, police in many rural areas say roads have simply become impassable because of the conditions. In fact, only 28% of the road network here is salted. That means 70% of the roads are untreated, and motorists are being urged to continue driving with extreme caution. There has been 48 hours of wintry weather-related disruption in Northern Ireland. Again today, nearly 200 schools were forced to remain closed. But this evening, we have been told there are only 3 confirmed school closures tomorrow. So while this cold snap may still have a little bit of a bite, let's hope that the worst is over, nearly, for Northern Ireland.
OK, Gareth in County Tyrone and Rhys in Wrexham, thank you both. And Alex is here. I know it's cold because you've got your polo neck on.
Absolutely, yes.
And it's not the end, is it? It's really cold.
Not the end. I think it's going to be a very busy week of weather. There are more warnings to come. As Peter hinted, that amber warning in the north is still very much in place. They're going to see more snowfall as we head through the next 24 hours across Scotland. But let's take a look at some of the warnings that are in place as we head into tomorrow. And we're going to have a snow and ice warning in place across Scotland as we head through into tomorrow. And then a very large ice warning. So I think tomorrow morning it's going to be very tricky up and down the country with this ice warning in place. We're going to have temperatures in rural parts again falling sub-zero. So another chilly start to the day as well. So more icy conditions. Let's just take a look actually at what's going to happen a bit later on the week, because it is far from over, Mary. On Thursday, we are going to see Storm Goretti. This was named by Meteo France earlier today. It is going to pack a punch, and the Met Office are describing it as a multi-hazard event.